Okay, so today, rather tonight, I would like to talk about Tomorrow Started. It's going to be the topic of my next painting. So Tomorrow Started is a song which was released on the album It's My Life by Talk Talk. The song was written by Mark Hollis, and it's a song that I've always loved since more than 30 years now, and I always had the same images in my mind every time I was listening to it. But 30 years ago I didn't pay attention so much to the lyrics. I was reading the lyrics because I was learning the lyrics, as I suppose all the girls do, and I was young and I wanted to sing on the song. But I was not paying the same attention that maybe I pay now. I get older, so maybe these lyrics have more meaning for me now. Look back until you try. A line so openly alive. The fact that he wrote about that 30 years ago, wow. I would say he had a very clear mind. I mean, he knew exactly what he was talking about, and it was questions that I had in mind then. But when you are young, you think you have a lot of time, so you don't worry so much as now. Not that I worry so much. I mean, okay, the lyrics, as I understand them, it's about the obsolescence of life. It's how I understand it. I may be wrong, maybe I didn't understand the lyrics at all, but I wrote them on the paper. I didn't print them because I really needed to write them to understand them well. So don't look back until you try. So that is the main sentence of the song, and actually it's what is going to lead me on my painting. But the song says don't look back until you try. It means do what you have to do, because you won't always be able to do it, so you have to do it. It's a lesson to learn from this song. We must live in the moment and live it fully, because we never know when it's going to end. So don't look back until you try. A line so openly alive. So a line so openly alive, I think it's the most beautiful sentence or words that I read. It's so beautiful and visual, and it's funny because on my painting, on my images, I had a line like the hill, the top of a hill, like that, so it's going to fit perfectly with the lyrics. So a line so openly alive, what I understand is a little complicated in my mind, so I'm not sure I'm right. I think everybody must understand what you want. For me, a line so openly alive, it's that there is a very thin line between life and death, and this line is alive because we can die at any moment, and it's openly alive because we are aware of it. It's how I understand it, but I may be completely wrong. Outside of you, yes, this line is outside of you. You can't control it. It's outside of you. It's just tomorrow starting. Said I'm wrong when I've been right. I've seen Times when I've been sure, but still I find. So it means that when you become obsolete, it's maybe the end for you, but it's not the end because something else began in the meantime. I've said I'm wrong when I've been right. I've seen times when I've been sure, but still I find. I'm just the first that you take. Are there reasons? Everybody pays. So I'm just the first that you take. Again, I understand it like death. He's the first to die. Are there reasons? Everybody pays. It means everybody is going to die, you know, so they never seem to be any use. It's just tomorrow starting. There never seem to be any use. That was a question that I had in mind in the 80s. I suddenly realized that people were dying, and I didn't understand why. It seemed absurd to me because I thought, okay, so why do we live if it's to die? You know, it makes no sense. But it's because it's just tomorrow starting. We must leave some space for the next ones. I'm sorry, the lyrics are really not fun, but it's such a beautiful song. I'm just the first that you take. Are there reasons? Everybody pays. Don't look back until you've tried. With time you'll endlessly arrive outside of use. So here it's very clear. It means you are going to become obsolete with just tomorrow starting. More you get older, more you are obsolete, more the other ones who are younger than you are going to push you out. Basically, it's what I understand. See my eyes, tell me I'm not lying. So you see my eyes, tell me I'm not lying. Yesterday I was singing this song in my mind, and I said to myself, see my eyes, tell me I'm not dying. And suddenly I realized, no, it's not I'm not dying, it's I'm not lying. Lying, telling a lie, lying on the floor, or tell me I'm not dying. You know, I don't speak Cockney, but I'm wondering if he didn't use one word to mean another one, because see my eyes, tell me I'm not dying. That would make sense. But I'm probably wrong, you know, I have a lot of imagination, so don't trust me on that. I'm probably wrong. I'm just the first that you take. Are there reasons? Everybody pays. They never seem to be any use. They never seem to be any use. Bam, 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 bam. It's just tomorrow starting. Wonderful song, wonderful lyrics, wonderful arrangements. And this song, and on the album It's My Life, the other song, Renee, I can't tell you the lyrics here, but in my mind it's the same feeling of death. However, when I see images, because the aim of this video is to make you understand how I build the idea of a painting, which is not a portrait like this, which is something coming from my imagination. So it's not an abstract painting because it's going to represent something, but it must be something coming out from my imagination. And usually it's not the lyrics which give me ideas. It's not only the lyrics which give me ideas, it's also the music, what the music conveys. And in this song, the music conveys a lot. For example, there is a part in the bridge where we hear trumpets. But kind of sad trumpets. And sad trumpets make me think of circus show on stage or in a theater. For me, this song has something very dramatic, in the sense very spectacular, like a show, like a theater play, in an old theater with old faded red velvet curtains. And I see a place that I will show you that I found in Los Angeles, and every time I was passing in front of this place, I was thinking tomorrow started. So because of the red, but also because of the sentence, don't look back until you try. It was coming to me every time I was passing in front of this place that I will show you. And it also makes me think of Bryan Ferry. So why Bryan Ferry? I don't think that the song has something of Bryan Ferry music or of Roxy music. It's more a question of these trumpets which have this sad feeling and which reminds me something of an old theater, something decadent, like the Palace. The Palace was an old theater which was transformed in a nightclub, and I was going a lot to the Palace when I was younger, in the 80s, and everything was dark red and very like a theater, and Bryan Ferry was coming all the time there. And there is a part in the song which is at the very beginning and just after the bridge, you know, that makes me think of the Three Maggies, of religion, of Jerusalem, of something, yes, like les rois mages, the three kings bringing something to Jesus. There is something religious in it, which has a link with the idea of death. You know, when I have ideas, I try to explain to you how it comes, but of course when I think about it, I'm not thinking by a logical way. It just comes to me and that's it. I also see, when I listen to this song, a couple dancing something slow, not dancing rock and roll or the twist, no, dancing by a romantic way, I would say. And the woman, we can't see her face because we just see her back, and the guy tells her, don't look back until you try. So I see her standing and holding the man, of course, and she has a long dress which goes down, 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 down until the bottom of stairs. She's at the top of stairs, and the dress goes down until the end of the stairs. not a wedding dress, no, 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 a dress, a dark dress, or maybe a red dress, a lot of red, a lot of red. What else? I think the best is that I show you all the pictures, all the photos that I kept on my computer to help me to do this painting, because I can do just by imagination, just like that. The problem is that when you paint only by imagination, it's not as exact, it's not as real as when you have a model. And I have nobody coming here to pose, to be the model for me. I don't have Bryan Ferry coming in my home. I don't have Mark Hollis coming in my home. I don't have an old theater. I don't have red curtains in velvet. And I just have the place that I found close to my home, and I took pictures of it. And if I'm dancing with someone, I can watch myself dancing. I really need to have a picture of someone dancing. Maybe I will use the image of this woman dancing, and it will be supposed to represent me, except that maybe I will do her thinner than I am. So the best is that I show you the photos that I have, and I will also show you one picture of Pulp Fiction, the film, because there is something related to Bryan Ferry, to Pulp Fiction. I will show you. Here are my files with all my pictures that I want to use. I'm not going to use all of them, so maybe I will start with the place that I found. So this place is obviously an old store. It seems to be an old store, or maybe a place, a theater. I don't know. I don't know what it was. And it was empty, and it seems that some people are moving in because they are doing some kind of works. So you know the idea, tomorrow started, don't look back until you try. It's exactly that. It means there is something over, but something else starting. And the color red of the place makes me think of this idea of an old velvet curtain in a theater. So it was exactly the feeling that I have with this song. It's like if I could visualize it in this place. That's why I took several pictures of it, because I'm not sure. And you see here, there is a hole here. I think it has been repaired in the meantime, but I don't know what there is. It was making me think of hell. So for me, it was completely related to this song. I have a lot of imagination, you know. This one is shorter, but I don't know which picture I will use. I don't know if I will keep the cars. I'm not sure exactly. I think I will go for this one, because I like the idea of seeing that. There was something beautiful in this place. Anyway, then, okay, I will show you the red velvet. All the images I took to see how a curtain in velvet, red and old and faded, looks, because it helps me to paint, you know. I don't have that at home, so I must find a picture to. So you see the beauty. I don't know if you managed to see that, but that is really beautiful. It must be an old theater. That is not exactly red, it's more raspberry, but I found that so beautiful too. Okay, here you see nothing, it's really small. Let me see if I can put it. It was more for the color, you see. That is not velvet, but yeah, I found that interesting. That is not red, but same thing. I wanted to check the movement of the folds, how it falls down on the floor. It's very interesting to see how it is. That is another one. It's beautiful. So that is not a curtain, but it's some red velvet. I don't know if you managed to see. That is not velvet and it's not a curtain. It's just for the color. You see the different lights in the red. It goes almost until like a pale orange. It's exactly what I want for what I am going to do. Another velvet. Let me show you. You see? Beautiful curtain. That has nothing to do with what I'm thinking. It's just for the different hues of red, and I like this photo. That's why I kept it. So that is, it's not velvet. I don't think it's velvet. I think maybe it's the fabric of a sailboat. It's possible, but all the hues of red, the nuances are perfect. I'm probably sure that I'm going to use a lot this photo. It's absolutely wonderful. That is not some velvet. It's same thing. It's more for the colors and the mix with the blue, the red. It gives me idea to paint, you know. Same thing, that it has nothing to do with velvet, but I like the idea of patina and the way it's treated. Same thing, it gives me inspiration for my painting. That is some velvet. It's beautiful. That is wonderful. It's really very faded red, almost pink, but it's, I love the how the paint is distressed, and maybe I'm going to use the image around to create like a stage, you know. That is an old image. I like that. So that is more for the tassel. Maybe I will do tassels in my painting. I'm not sure yet. This is really for the, I absolutely love the color. It's exactly the kind of color I want to go for. It is a wonderful old theater. That is, you know, the feathers are great too. It's the spirit, you know. Okay, I think we went back to the first photo. Now I will show you the dance, the couple dancing. So I found different images. This one is a little ridiculous because it's a drawing, so I'm not sure it's kind of real. But it just gives me an idea of the silhouette of the body. Though I don't like really how here it's done, but well, that is a painting, but I absolutely love everything here. It's beautiful. I don't paint as blurry as that, but I really like how it's treated, and it inspires me. I like the expression of the faces here, how he holds her arm. I may need this photo. That is wonderful too. It's a painting, but it's beautifully made. It's not exactly what I want for my painting, because I don't want to see the profile. I really want to see the back of the woman, because she must not look back, you know. Here it is. I think this one is going to be the one that I'm going to use, because we can see the man partly, but we can't see the woman. I will probably do dark hair, because I don't see a blonde woman on my painting, but it's exactly what I want. Exactly what I want. And the dress would be perfect too. I must imagine the bottom, of course, so I'm going to create a dress which will fit with that. But it's absolutely wonderful. It's exactly what I want. I love that. Okay, so now we are going to go to, I will start with Mark Hollis. I call him Mark not because I know him, but you know, saying Mark Hollis all the time, it's kind of long. So my problem, I want to represent him partly dancing. He's going to be the guy who is going to dance. The problem is to find the right image. I absolutely love this photo. The problem that he's really smiling. Here he has glasses. I wanted to see how he looks when he's standing, but I don't think I'm going to go for the sunglasses. Here he looks a little too much like American surfer. I don't imagine him painting him just almost with the top naked. So I don't think it would be fine. Here he, I love this photo. The problem that he looks like he is about to do a big joke or something very funny, and I don't think it's exactly what I'm searching for this painting. I like a lot this image. The problem is that I associate this photo to living in another world because it's taken from a documentary, an interview, a French interview, and they put the music living in another world. So every time I see this photo, I associate this face to that song. That was taken later, much after he composed Tomorrow Started. So I don't know. It's very difficult. Okay, so this photo, he was much older here. So of course, it's absolutely not the period when he wrote Tomorrow Started. The problem is that we are speaking of obsolescence, and putting a young man doesn't seem right to me. Not that he's old here, he's not old, he's just older, but he's not old. He's absolutely beautiful. It was taken about, I don't know, 16, 17 years ago. He looks like a mature man, but very beautiful, and I'm wondering if I'm not going to use this image, even if he's smiling. But he has such a beautiful smile, so why not? I like this picture too. The problem is that it's a little too much faded, and we don't see a lot of details here. I think I prefer the one before. So here, that is a possibility, but I don't see a lot of details, and maybe he's a little too young for my painting. Same thing here. It's probably the period when he wrote this song. It's crazy that he was so young when he wrote that. But he looks really like a young boy. I'm not sure that it would fit my painting. I think the most difficult is going to choose the right image of Mark Hollis for this painting. But I'm almost sure that I'm going to go for when he's the oldest. I think so. Maybe. I don't know. I must think about it. Okay. Now let's go for Bryan Ferry. When I think Bryan Ferry, I think of him dancing a lot. Everything is about the shoulders, about the outfit with very wide shoulders, you know, typically the 80s, and the hair in the face. And him looking very, I don't know, there is something decadent, you know. So why Bryan Ferry? As I was saying sooner, it's because the trumpets of the song makes me think of Bryan Ferry and something decadent, and of the Palace, which is an old theater. This picture is not right, but I just like the red of the jacket, though I hate absolutely the red leather. But as there will be a lot of red in my painting, it's let's say interesting. that is too close. So these pictures, I actually took some, I took screenshots of him in a clip video named Don't Stop the Dance. Because here, for me, that is the image of Bryan Ferry, is how I imagine Bryan Ferry. I would say he's the absolute opposite of Mark Hollis. Mark Hollis is so natural and fresh and very like a human being. Bryan Ferry, we don't know what he is. We absolutely have no idea of what he's supposed to convey. We can't say he looks sympathetic. It's not the case. Okay, this, it was in the case I would like to make him standing. So I have his body too. So that is for me typically Bryan Ferry. The cigarette. We don't see him smiling very often. That is a great image, but I'm not sure I'm allowed to use it. Obviously, it's the jacket of a slave to love, but the colors are perfect. The cigarette is perfect. The hair in the face is perfect. And the smoke, which looks like a woman, is completely Bryan Ferry. It's completely decadent, and the palace, it's exactly that. And it's like, you know, like if I was my painting, it's like I don't want to look at the past, but I want to look at the future. And it's exactly that for me. Not that I used to have a decadent life before, no, but I used to go to the palace, which was very decadent. So, and it was the period when I met my husband. So for me, it's really related to my past, with my life with my husband. And now I must look at the future. It's exactly what I see with this painting. It's full of symbols, you know. Bryan Ferry again, but I don't think I'm going to use that. Interesting image, and we went back. So this painting tomorrow started will be for me a little like explaining what I see when I listen to this song. The idea of not looking back and do what I have to do now without waiting later for I don't know what. And chiefly it's like saying goodbye to my past and looking forward to the future. That's what I understand when I listen to the song, and that's what I feel when I listen to this song, and that's what I see. That's why I wanted to gather all these images together on a painting. Probably other things will come up while I'm doing it, but it's also to explain to you how these ideas are coming and how I built a project about a painting. If you paint, maybe it can give you ideas also. I hope so.